Good morning and welcome to Newswatch Today. I'm Victoria Guerra.
And I'm Nathan Lamb. Former Evangel president is awarded a key to the city, and Grace Perkins will give us our full weather report.
Springfield's very own wins an Oscar, and Jay King is here to bring us the latest in sports. This is Newswatch Today.
Thanks for joining us this morning. Right now, we have Grace Perkins here to give us our first look at the weather.
How's it looking out there, Grace?
Thanks, guys. It is bitterly cold out there today. Right now, we are at 16 degrees. Winds are really gusty today, too, 18-mile-an-hour winds. It's just looking really cold today. Really clear skies, but it's just going to be a cold day. Keep in mind that there could be black ice on the roads, especially from the precipitation last night. Any wetness on the roads, especially in parking lots, uniced or unsalted areas, they could really have that black ice on there. So make sure that you're being careful out on those roads. Have a winter coat as you head out the door. That's all I have for right now. Stay tuned for my full forecast later on. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Grace. We'll definitely be trying to keep warm. We'll hear from more of you during your full forecast. Right now, we have Kirby Groves in the studio with the report on Sandbox Chapel. Kirby?
Thank you, guys. Attendees usually expect the same routine from chapel, but on Wednesday morning, students are doing something else.
A lot of people expect chapel to be very structured, down to the minute, but the relaxed atmosphere of Sandbox Chapel strives to do something different.
The services are definitely focused more on just quiet times of reflection, and so the structure is very loose.
Sandbox Chapel derives from the open world a sandbox gives you. A place of your own where creativity flows and rules are set aside. The attendees can be seen working on homework, having light discussions, worshiping, napping, or just taking a break altogether.
Yeah,
it's really freeing for someone who maybe doesn't like the structure of a normal chapel, but just wants to come and worship in their own way.
The space also provides a community for the people involved with making it all happen. The band members are able to work together in a relaxed environment and play on stage when they may not have had the opportunity otherwise. Sandbox strives to do what its name implies and open up the floor for anybody willing to come as they are. If you're short of chapel credit, come on down every Wednesday morning from 10 to 11.
Sandbox is amazing for everything that it encompasses. Every Wednesday morning you can join, and also be known that if you'd like to join the band, that is very important. You can there are tryouts every early fall or early spring. Victoria?
Thank you, Kirby. Former Evangel President Dr. Robert Spence was given the key to the city by Springfield Mayor Ken McClure. Dr. Spence currently serves on the Springfield-Branson National Airport Board, but has also served on several other boards in the past, helping further the city. Dr. Spence retired in 2014 from Evangel after 40 years of service and currently serves as President Emeritus for Evangel University. He said he was very, very pleased to be able to live in Springfield and continue to support Springfield. John P. Hardwick, an Ozark man, had pleaded guilty to tax evasion in federal court after failing to pay employment taxes. Hardwick owed more than $300,000 for his businesses JTBT Investments and Hardwick Courts Granite LLC, both here in Springfield. During 1994 through 2016, he failed to pay the money to the IRS for tax liabilities as an employer. The IRS issued a notice of intent to levy in 2016 that was going to notify those he was in business with that he owed money to the IRS. Hardwick is sentenced up to 5 years in federal prison without parole. Walter Hall celebrated Valentine's Day early for the women at Evangel. With this story is Bailey Olson.
Something for everyone to do. They have photo booths, karaoke, and even an escape room. But a lot of hard work goes into planning events such as these.
There's a lot of getting organized with like the calf. We had to like rent that out. and we also had to like organize the conference services and be able to talk to them about what we wanted it to look like and how it should be set up. And then also I have an amazing like hall council team, and they're really good at getting all the decor done, and they got all of our escape room stuff done. So there's a lot of teamwork that goes into it mainly, more than anything. So for sure.
Building community is something that has been a part of Evangel's culture forever.
Yeah.
At events
Well,
like
the
these, you are
other
able
one
to meet
doesn't
new
freeze
people
like that.
and
It
even
usually stays
get to
up.
know the
So
people that
I
you
had
see
no idea.
on a daily basis.
So it's a big importance that the girls on campus also feel that community, kind of the way Walter feels. We want all of the girls on campus to also feel that way.
All of the events
So
that happen on
that's
campus
probably
are
just a
important to
setting.
building
If the other-
community and growing together.
before it was
You can
updated,
find these
we
events
probably
posted on the
set it.
hub, and you can even see the flyers that are hung up all around school.
Oh yeah, I have that something on my
It's
computer.
really awesome to see them put so much effort
Yeah, it'll
into
flee.
and events to build community in our hall.
A lot of hard work and planning went into creating this event
Well,
and
I
many
had
more that happens
been
throughout the year on
Way
campus.
less than 30.
And it turned out to be quite a special night.
Might have been one.
For Newswatch Today, I'm Bailey Olson.
The state of Missouri is now working to create more job opportunities for people with disabilities. Missouri is now one of just 13 states that receive federal assistance to help people with mental health challenges find jobs. According to the governor's office, only about 40% of Missourians with disabilities have jobs, as opposed to those without disabilities, where the job rate is nearly 80%. In an attempt to see these unemployment numbers rise, last September, Governor Mike Parson signed an executive order making Missouri a model employer state. Well, Springfield native Brad Pitt won his first acting Oscar on Sunday night, claiming the Supporting Actor Award for Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This marks his first Oscar nod as an actor. Pitt previously earned a Best Picture award for producing 12 Years a Slave in 2014. Pitt beat out quite an iconic group for this category, a group that included Tom Hanks, Anthony Hopkins, Al Pacino, and Joe Pesci. During his acceptance speech, Pitt dedicated his victory to his children, saying, quote, "This is for my kids who color everything I do. I adore you and thank you." Other awards of the night included Renee Zellweger winning Best Actress in the South Korean film Parasite, winning Best Picture.
Well, it's exciting to see a Springfield native, Ozark native, Brad Pitt winning that Oscar, so that is definitely for sure. Well, coming up next, a shooting at Walmart in Kansas.
And Victoria will sit down with Gina Rentschler to talk about the upcoming holiday.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow?
No.
Snow-covered trees.
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
Well, in what has become somewhat of a trend recently, we have to report yet another shooting taking place at a Walmart, this time in Forest City, Arkansas. 2 officers were injured and a suspect was killed during a shooting inside the Walmart on Monday morning. Thankfully, no civilians were injured during the incident. The injured officers were both brought to separate local hospitals and are both expected to make full recoveries, while the suspect, identified as 40-year-old Bobby Gibbs, was shot dead at the store. The Arkansas State Police are investigating the incident, and until the investigation is over, the Walmart will remain closed. For the Culture hosted its 3rd annual culture event this past Thursday. Students from across campus gathered in Spence Chapel to celebrate diversity. Grace Perkins has more on the story.
Evangels for the Culture Club hosted its 3rd annual culture event, Culture 3, on Thursday, February 6th. Students from both Evangel and MSU came together to put on a night celebrating diversity. The night was filled with educational videos, choreographed dances, singing, and a message from Dr. James Hogue, who gave a little insight on embracing diversity not only in the United States, but also in the church.
We showed more in our Culture 3 event, more the issues of, diversity and inclusion, and everyone just being on a common ground of all as believers and just being one.
This year was the first year that the event was hosted in the chapel. In past years, it's been held in the cafeteria. For the Culture Events Coordinator, Micah Daniels believes that this year marked significant growth for not only the Culture event, but also for the Culture itself.
Just this event was just such a blessing, and just to see us go from a little room to the caf to the chapel just shows how much just God has been working and moving in for the culture and just diversity here on campus.
At the end of the night, students came together to learn a group dance, capping off the event with unity and celebration.
Just because we all come from different backgrounds, and that was just a special moment for me where all of us, regardless if we danced or not, we came together and we just learned a new dance that was made for this group, and we just had fun with it.
For updates on For the Culture's future events and activities, you can follow them on Instagram at EU for the Culture. Reporting for Newswatch Today, I'm Grace Perkins.
Could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Well, I'm here joined with Gina Rentschler, Director of Community Life at Evangel University, here to talk to us about the upcoming Valentine's holiday. Good morning, Gina, and thank you so much for being with us this morning. How are you?
Pleasure. Well, thank you.
Good. This is your first time here on the show, correct?
Yeah.
That's exciting. Well, we're so glad that you're able to make
nerve-wracking.
it. Oh, no, you'll be fine. That is awesome to hear. Well, Valentine's Day, it's really cold outside, but Valentine's Day is coming up, so that means we've got the warm, kind of lovey feel in the air, so hopefully that warms our hearts and everything like that. And I hear you've got some great ideas for college students and just anybody in general about what they can do for spending their holiday, whether that be with their significant or other, or just friends in a group of people.
Right, there's a million things to do, really. You have to be creative and make it fun, So last year, I actually called up one of my guy friends that I've been friends with forever. We decided to dress up, go to a really nice restaurant, which was great. It was fun to do that. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But the problem was we kept running into Evangel students, and the next day everybody's like, eh? You know what I mean? It was like awkward the next day. So I wasn't prepared for that. But you can do something like that, which was really a lot of fun at the time. But you could also give back. I think, we don't think about that. We're not all that creative sometimes, but I think maybe babysitting for some people that that are married that don't have the money to have a babysitter. That's a very loving thing to do for that family. So get with a group of guys, get with a group of girls and do that. But I'm thinking of, at Evangel, you guys know so many people. You're in groups, so many lab groups or just friends groups from classes or whatever, or organizations. I would go out in groups, or I would dress up in your Star Wars outfits and have a Star Wars party in the joust, or just make it a fun day. It's really a fun, loving, give back time. I also think of maybe going to Ronald McDonald House or going to hospitals and make little Valentine cards and say, you are loved, and John 3:16 on them, and just spread the love. We just have so much love, so many people in our lives, And I think that's really what it's about. I think it's just a celebration of people and love, and let's just do it. Let's not be intimidated. Like, I don't have a boyfriend, I don't have a girlfriend, you know, special person. But yeah, it's for spreading love and having fun together. So that's how I see it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that idea of just being able to go out there and, share the love, whether that be with friends and you're, spending time babysitting. That is an amazing opportunity I think people can have for, like you said, couples that are just, maybe not have the funds, or they just want a nice time out there and night in town. So that is exciting to hear. Well, and you kind of already touched on this, but I love your idea of like what Valentine's means to you specifically. So could you go a little bit just more in detail of that, about how spreading the love? And I know, is there anything specific that you can remember maybe during your time in college that your friends did or something like that as well?
Wow, that's going way back.
Or maybe recently or something too, one that sticks out.
Stop it. Generally speaking, it's more about just the love that we have for one another, and I think the world has made it, or in our minds we make it as the only thing that you can do is a significant others, flowers, candy, go out to a dinner, sit across a table, and it feels like an interview or something that's so awkward. But I think what it's really more about is just sharing the love that we have and the relationships that we have with people. Who are the people in our lives that we love and love to be with? Let's go do something with them. Whether it's in the joust or in the in a lobby or at a really nice restaurant. Let's just all dress up as a group and go out and just look spiffy and have a good time. But some of the most uninteresting Valentine's dates that I've had are going to movies or sitting across the table, where it does feel like an awkward interview. And it's all about being with the people that you love and know.
Of course, yeah. And spending time with them.
Yeah.
And not only about being with the people that you love, but also I have to admit the candy. So I have to ask you this on our last question.
Okay.
What is your favorite Valentine's Day candy?
I love dark chocolate. So anything dark chocolate, I will eat that and really eat way too much of that.
Oh yeah, the dark
Don't
chocolate.
be getting me dark chocolate, people. No, I'm teasing.
You're like, don't be getting me dark chocolate.
I'm trying to trim down.
I do have an office here on campus, so
I do.
Well, that's in there. Well, thank you so much for being with us today.
You're
Happy
welcome.
Valentine's Day, and thank you for sharing those wonderful ideas of just being able to show love with our friends and just people in the community and all that. So we appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Well, now thanks for those ideas, Gina. Back to you guys, Nathan.
Thank you, Victoria. Well, joining me now is our weather expert, Grace. Grace, what can we be expecting for Valentine's Day? More on and off snow, or is it going to warm up a little bit?
Well, thankfully we won't be having any more snow this weekend, so we can have a pretty safe drive out to dinner. But it might warm up just a touch. It'll still be really, really cold, especially around the dinner time hour. It's going to be in the 30s, so stay tuned to see when we can have a warm up this weekend in my full forecast later on.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Heavy rains have brought damaging floods across the South. A North Carolina state prison evacuated about 700 inmates over concerns of flooding and more stormy weather on the way. About 7,000 residents in Mississippi were left with no power, and road crews are working to repair battered roads affected by flooding. School closings and early releases have also been a result in Louisiana and Tennessee. Emergency management officials in Mississippi are keeping a close watch on the Ocklawaha County Lake Dam in fear of the dam breaching. Well, we're also concerned, with those water level rising. We're concerned maybe about some snow, but we're probably not looking at some snow maybe possibly this weekend.
Well, these snow conditions are certainly nothing to mess around with. And now here to give us our full weather report for the day is Grace Perkins. Grace, over to you.
Thanks, guys. Thankfully, we're not having any snow this Valentine's weekend. It's going to be pretty cold outside, though. That's the main concern. Right now, current conditions, it's 16 degrees outside. Winds are at 18 miles an hour from the north. Sunny outside. Wind chill is at 9, though. So even though that sun is shining and it looks beautiful outside, it's really, really bitterly cold. You need to be stepping outside with gloves, scarves, full winter coats, the whole shebang. Later on today, we're going to get up all the way to 25 degrees. Now, again, that wind chill is still at 9 degrees, so it's just going to be bitterly cold outside today, especially leading into tonight. We're going to have clear skies still, especially carrying into Friday morning. Still, that bitter cold weather is going to be sticking around tonight. Clear skies, 16 degrees. Not much to worry about precipitation-wise, but if there is some water on the roads from yesterday, that could flash freeze, and we could be looking at black ice on the roads, especially this morning with the commute. There isn't a weather advisory out for black ice on these roads. Just be careful whenever you're driving. Make sure that you're leaving plenty of space between you and the person in front of you. Also be careful of places that maybe have not been salted, such as parking lots, driveways, things like that. We just really need to be careful on those roads outside right now. Now, our radar, looking at our radar, we can see that there's not much happening right here in the Midwest, especially Missouri and our region. Most of that has moved past us towards the northeast. That snow, whatever precipitation we had on Wednesday night, last night, has really just moved out of the area, and we don't really have much for the next couple days until, well, Monday really is when we're going to see that precipitation again. Again, you can see our low pressure systems right here in Michigan, the Chicago area. Having lots of snow right now, same all the way this little band right here through the northeast, through New York, Pennsylvania, those states, they're having that wintry mix come through right now. And then down here in the southeastern part of the states, they're experiencing rain, thunderstorms, just basically anything but snow. National highs today. Well, we can see this big chunk right here in the Midwest is basically just a freeze zone, especially north of us towards Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin. Those states are having even colder temperatures than us, which hardly seems possible. Right here in the Midwest, right here in Missouri, we can see that we're having just the 10s, the teens, those kind of temperatures through the area. Not much precipitation-wise, it's just that bitter cold is sticking around for most of this weekend. We'll see a little bit of a warm-up, but it's still gonna be those winter temperatures outside. Now our 6-day forecast. Friday, Valentine's Day, is sunny, 40 degrees, and low of 27 degrees. That sunny sky kind of feel is going to hang around for most of the weekend. We will have partly cloudy skies on Saturday and Sunday, but for the most part, that sun is going to be poking out. We're going to have highs in the 50s and 60s on Saturday and Sunday, and then on Monday, we'll be seeing rain in the area. Now, that's actually our warmest day of the week. It's 65 degrees, low of 40, but that rain is going to make it just a little bit more icky outside. Now, Tuesday and Wednesday, partly cloudy skies return, highs in the 40s, that's all I have for you for today. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Grace. Coming up, a cruise ship in Tokyo under quarantine.
Also ahead, the latest in sports with Jay King. We'll be right back.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow?
No.
Snow-covered trees.
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
Continues to spread like wildfire. A cruise ship in Tokyo has now confirmed 135 cases of coronavirus amongst its passengers, making it the largest concentration of the coronavirus outside mainland China. Many passengers and crew members have grown frustrated and begged their governments to rescue them. There are now 3,700 passengers and crew members on board, and only 439 have been tested thus far. Passengers have been confined to their rooms only, with only occasional access to get out on the deck to walk around and get some fresh air. Unfortunately for the passengers, they will have to remain in quarantine until all can be sorted out. Well, spring sports is kicked off. It is underway right now for Evangel, and if you haven't already, weather permitting, maybe go out and catch a ball game or two.
Yeah, it's that time of year where, starting to get a little bit warmer, well, chillier, and then hopefully warmer, and then you can start catching the softball games as well. But with us now, we have Jay King, who's going to give us some more information on Evangel sports and professional sports.
The Evangel softball team has gotten off to a slow start this season, with their most common foe being the weather. Evangel has seen all of its opening games canceled thus far, including this weekend's Doubletree Classic, in which the Crusaders were set to host on Friday and Saturday. With the tournament being canceled, the wait on the season opener continues, although not for long, as their next opportunity will come Monday the 17th against Crowley Ridge. One of the NFL's biggest question marks is former #1 overall pick Jameis Winston's status as a starting quarterback. At times through the quarterback's 5-year career, the roller coaster ride has been full of ups and downs, and the biggest concern by his team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, has been his ability to take care of the ball. Over the course of his seasons, Jameis has thrown 88 interceptions to his 121 touchdowns, and the Tampa organization has uttered the possibility of the two moving on from one another. However, the quarterback underwent LASIK surgery to repair a vision impairment that has plagued him throughout his Florida tenure. The Buccaneers hope this will improve on the quarterback's accuracy, seeing as he is the 7th leading passer in total yards since entering the league. The MLB has made some changes to its rulebook for the beginning of the next season. For starters, a 3-batter minimum will be applied to all relief pitchers, stating that they must pitch against at least 3 batters or half of the inning before substitutions may occur, eliminating 1- and 2-batter pitch relief, with the exceptions being made for injuries. The team rosters have also expanded one spot from 25 to 26. A time limit has been placed on the reinstatement of injured pitchers and two-way players, indicating that 15 days must pass from the time of initial roster move to reinstatement. And lastly, the manager challenge time, previously 30 seconds, will be reduced to 20, giving clubs a shorter period to challenge any ruling on the field. These rules will be implemented the start of the spring training camp in March. And with the NFL season concluding, football fans can turn to the XFL for their gridiron fun. Having the first of their Saturday games February 8th, the XFL looks to provide a fresh look at the way we watch the game. The league has created kickoff circumstances to encourage kick returns, as well as eliminated the extra point attempt in favor of 2, 5, and 10-yard scoring options for the offensive team. Not only is this a fresh new look at the game, our home state of Missouri even features a team, the St. Louis Battlehawks, who started off the inaugural season 1-0. Another football championship could be coming to Missouri via the Hawks, as this year has already seen the Chiefs bring one home. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Jay. And when we return, we'll get another look at Grace's forecast.
And soldiers are taking care of koalas. Stay with us.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
As the bushfires in Australia continue to be extinguished, soldiers of the 9th Brigade of the Australian Army are using their rest periods to help injured koalas. The soldiers help bottle feed and take care of the koalas and help build climbing structures for all other recovering rescuers. The barricade posted photos on Facebook, which have now been shared over 45,000 times. They have also helped in clearing burnt debris, hosting community benefits, and offering emotional support. Well, rainfall has helped diminish the bushfires in Australia. Which we're thankful for, but it's nice to hear that those soldiers are also looking out for those furry friends of ours. So
heartwarming to say the least. And now for our final look at the weather for the day, we'll throw it over to Grace. Grace, over to you.
Thanks, guys. Well, today's cold, but tomorrow, thankfully, we'll have a little bit of a warm-up. Valentine's night is looking still a little chilly outside. We're going to be having partly cloudy skies this weekend. Highs are going to be in the 40s and 50s. It's looking to be pretty nice. Sunday is actually going to be a really nice day, 60 degrees. Rain is back on Monday, and then partly cloudy skies Tuesday and Wednesday. So pretty mild weekend into next week. That's all I have for right now. Back to you guys.
Well, thank you, Grace, for that. And everybody will enjoy your weekend. As Grace said, it's expected to warm up a little bit, so maybe go out, take a walk, and catch just a glimpse of what spring will bring.
I know, I'm ready for that. I will definitely be outside on that day that it's a little bit warmer outside. So, well, that's all we have for us today. I'm Victoria Guerra.
And I'm Nathan Lamb. This has been Newswatch Today. Please join us again next week.